Hello, my name is Renee. I'm coming to you from Michigan. And today, what I want to talk about is it worth being a real estate agent? And I want to ask some questions of you for you to ask yourself to see if you're prepared for taking this step. I started out part-time as an agent and then turned into full-time 4 years later when I quit my W-2. But it is not an easy job, I will say that. There's a lot of self-discipline that is needed and routine keeping and just making sure you're staying on task all the time, which it's extremely easy to get distracted from. So the first question I want you to ask yourself is, do I know myself? So that whole saying, know thyself, it is extremely important. And I started years before I left my W-2 just thinking about this and doing quizzes and doing, question and answer in my journal and doing professional development and personal development. I did this for years before I left my job. And I knew leaving my job was going to be a challenge for me because I knew myself well enough at that point that I know my weaknesses. And they have definitely become more pronounced since I left my W-2. So know thyself, do you? Second question is, can you stay on task? As an agent, it's extremely important to do a certain set of things each day to move your business forward. This is a challenge for me. I knew it would be, but it has been even harder than I expected. If you can keep a calendar or some kind of book with your schedule in it, kind of like time blocking, that's what I do in my book. And I think keeping some kind of written record of what you're supposed to be doing either in your phone or in some kind of calendar will be extremely helpful. Some people set timers in order to transition from one thing to the next, and you cannot do anything else until that timer goes off. Turning your phone off, putting it on airplane mode while you're doing your different tasks would be very helpful also. Putting your phone away, if you got to lock it in a drawer for a little bit, do that, because I am extremely distracted by my phone constantly, and that is one thing that would greatly help me. So can you stay on task? That's a huge question. Another question, do you like to help others? So as an agent, that is our job, is to help people buy and sell their homes and to move to a new stage in life. And it's a really big transition for 99% of the people out there. Sometimes you'll help an investor and it's not that huge of a life change, but in general, you're going to be affecting a lot of lives, no matter what you are doing, buy side, sell side, or investors. So I highly encourage you to look at within yourself and say, do I like to even help people and be around them and deal with the ups and downs of the human race? Also, another question, are you decent with numbers and staying organized? So I say decent because you don't have to be a math whiz. You don't have to be the most organized person in the world either, because I know I'm not. But I am pretty decent at math, and I'm pretty decent at staying organized both digitally and through papers on my desk. You'll see some back here. So I know where everything is. It's not a complete chaos around here, but it is definitely an organized messy for me. So are you decent at those things? Another question is, are you flexible? Some people do not like change. You need to know yourself at this point. So can you put up with showings being requested a couple hours, into the future, not a day or two, but just a couple hours? Can you change like that? Are you okay with writing offers late at night or early in the morning? Are you okay with dealing with problems that pop up that weren't expected? Because that happens all the time. So kind of ask yourself those questions and see if that's something that is something you can tolerate or something you're like, I just can't, I can't deal with that kind of change. Also, ask yourself, can you deal with higher and lower paychecks? I had a W-2, so I got used to the same paycheck every 2 weeks, month after month, year after year, and it is not like that in real estate. So as an agent, you're going to get a check that might be $2,000. You might get one that's $10,000, but it's never when you want them to happen. So you really have to learn how to budget and save. And that way, if you have a low month or a low couple of months, like is happening lately in our industry, you're prepared for it and you're not, getting nervous and freaking out a little bit. So make sure to have a good budgeting strategy and that you're going to be okay with getting variable income. All right, another question to ask yourself, are you okay with being on your phone quite a bit more? So I'm not only on my computer quite a bit more as an agent, but I'm also on my phone a lot with other agents, with buyers, sellers, all kinds of people, inspectors, loan officers, title agents, all that stuff. So just kind of self-examine and say, am I okay with being into the whole technology realm a lot more? Because that's what's going to have to happen to function successfully here in this industry. Ask yourself too, am I able to create boundaries? Am I a good boundary creator? I've traditionally not been so much so, but now I'm getting much better. I do not answer calls or texts past 9 p.m. generally unless it's vital. I put my phone on, do not disturb in the evening, probably around, I think it's 11 or 12, and then it lasts till 6 a.m. So I've created some boundaries. When I have my kids' sporting events, that's also a boundary I don't cross. I'm not going to miss their event to go do a showing or to do an inspection. I'm going to schedule around the events that are must-do things for me, because my girls are juniors, going to be seniors, and I'm not missing their stuff. So are you okay with creating boundaries? And the last question, is this a stepping stone for you? Kind of look inside and say, I know what this career entails. Is this my end all be all? Is this going to be career number 2 and I'm done, or career number 3 and I'm done and then I'll retire eventually? Or are you going to transition into a different role from being an agent? And my goal has always been to transition into another role. I love buying and managing rentals, and so that's where I'm going with all of this. So my income also goes towards saving for more rentals, and it's not my last destination as being an agent. My last destination hopefully will be just owning quite a few rentals, managing those. When I get tired of that, I'll just hire someone to manage them, and then passive income will come in. So ask yourself those 9 questions to see if you are prepared to change your life in those ways. Granted, being an agent, there are a million other things, small and large, that I could mention here, but I'm not going to get into everything. It would be overwhelming. So just ask yourself those things, because those were important for me to answer for myself. I didn't answer some of them until I actually became a full-time agent, and then I was like, that would have been good to know and to realize. So good luck in your transition if you do decide to go down the real estate agent route. And again, it's not easy, but you can make your own schedule. You don't have an income ceiling, and for a lot of people, it does end up being worth it. But make sure you do the self-examination first to see if that's truly your goal and what you want to do. Good luck with your choices, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.